Did you know that Venice has over 400 bridges, but not a single car on its streets? Let's set sail on an adventure to discover how people get around in this magical city built on water.
Have you ever tried to drive a car through water? It wouldn't work very well, would it? Well, Venice is special because it's built on 118 small islands connected by bridges. So instead of streets like in your hometown, Venice has canals, which are waterways that work like roads, but they're for boats. So let's imagine building a city. Usually you'd start with solid ground, right? But Venice is very different. A very long time ago, about 1,500 years, people built Venice right on top of the water. They were super clever and used millions of wooden posts stuck deep into the seafloor to create a foundation for their buildings. So, how do people get around? Well, in Venice, you have three main ways for travel. One is by foot. Venice has lots of walkways called calli. These narrow paths wind between buildings like a giant maze full of adventure. Number two, by boat. The most common boat in Venice is called a vaporetto. It's like a water bus that takes people up and down the Grand Canal, which is the biggest waterway in Venice. Number three, by gondola. These are those beautiful black boats that you might have seen in pictures. Oh, there's one. This is pushed by a person called a gondolier using a long oar. But wait, if there are no cars, how do people do everyday things? Well, that's a great question. Here's how Venetians handle it. Delivery people use special wheeled carts, like this one, to bring food and supplies to stores. Ambulances, like this one, they're boats too, with special sirens and everything. Even the garbage collection happens by boat. Did you know that not having cars makes Venice super special? It means that the air is cleaner because there's no car pollution. It's quieter, so you can hear people talking and birds singing. You can walk safely without watching out for traffic. The ancient buildings stay better preserved without car vibrations. And here's something really cool. Venice's bridges are all different. Some are really tiny and some are massive. The most famous one is called the Rialto Bridge, and it's so big that it even has shops built right on top of it. But none of these bridges have car lanes. They're all made for walking. Now, sometimes walking everywhere might seem tiring, but Venetians have gotten really good at it. Kids going to school, adults going to work, everyone walks or takes boats. It's like being in a giant pedestrian playground. So, do you want to know a funny thing? When Venetian kids learn to walk, they have to learn to go up and down stairs really early because of all the bridges. And instead of learning to ride a bike, many learn to row a boat. So, you need to remember these three fun tips for walking around Venice. One, bring comfortable walking shoes. You will be doing lots of walking, and I mean a lot. Number two, keep a map handy. The tiny streets can be like a giant puzzle. And three, don't forget to look up. Some of the most beautiful decorations are above the doorways. So, when you visit Venice, get ready to travel by boat and walk along enchanting alleys. It's a unique experience that makes Venice one of the most special cities in the world.